will be sharing the I will be sharing the presentation on Zoom. We have the webinar going on Zoom. So if you are on Instagram, we want to invite you to come on over, hop on over to Zoom, where we're going to be doing this interactively. So I will be sharing the entire program here on Zoom. And I'd love for you guys who are on Instagram to follow through on the slides. So DM me the word class, DM me the word class, and I will share the link so that you can hop on and you can come join us. Now, for those of you who are here, you've already logged on. Yay, nice to see you guys. Please do tell me where you're tuning in from. Tell me where you're tuning in from. I'd love to give you a shout out. We got a couple more minutes before we actually get started on the double. So tell me, where are you tuning from? Go to the chat box and respond. Now, as the class is going on, if you have any questions, because I know you will have some questions. I see Priscilla from Athi River. Welcome, Priscilla. I would ask you to Jaheda from London. Welcome, London. Use the Q&A box. Sydney from Australia. Welcome, Sydney. So we got Australia, we've got London, we've got Athi River, we've got Nairobi, Joy from Kitengela, Nairobi, Muthoni from Uganda, Priscilla, karibu sana. Welcome, welcome. Kampala, Uganda is in the house. Nice to see you guys. Welcome, welcome. And for those of you who are watching on Instagram, I would love to have you hop on over here. So UK Coventry is in the house. Maureen, karibuni sana, welcome. DM me the word class and I will send you the link. Just go over and sign up and then join us over here. Then we've got Patricia from Ruaka. Welcome, Patricia. I love to see you guys here. I love to see you guys. Fiona from Nairobi. Patience from Eldoret is in the house. Maureen from Coventry, UK. Mimi from Uganda. Maureen, and we got another Maureen from Nairobi. We got Maureen's here. That's a Maureen's. Jackie from Kilifi, the house. Welcome. Joy from Manchester, UK. Welcome, UK in the house. Oh, you guys, excited to see you. Diana from Kiambu, from Flo from Nakuru. Flo is my sister from Nakuru. Esther from Nairobi. Welcome. So you guys, I'm excited to see you here. Verd, karibu sana, Nairobi. Is that a place called Verd, Nairobi? Verd, V-E-R-D? Okay, welcome, 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 nonetheless. I'm excited to take you through this class. I am super excited. It's going to be value-packed. So what I'll tell you right now, please grab your book. Miriam from the UK, karibu sana. Grab your book, grab your pen. There's going to be a lot of work that you're going to be doing. If you've come to all my other classes before, you know one of the things that I always say is your transformation is an inside job. It's an inside job. And so because we know it's an inside job, that means there's a lot of, and I'll be talking about that, there's a lot of hidden things. When we look at the physical, the voice, someone says my voice is low, they cannot hear me clearly. Can you guys hear me clearly? Can everybody confirm? Florence says my voice is low, my volume is up.
You're clear, Roseanne.
I'm clear.
You're
okay.
clear.
Okay. Flo, maybe you have viewed. Okay, thanks, Jackie. Okay, maybe volume up. Turn your volume up on your side. Okay, guys say that I'm clear. Okay, thank you, guys. Thank you. And even on Instagram, they can hear me. Perfect. Now, because your transformation is an inside job, what does that actually mean? That simply means for any change to happen, you have to focus on the inner person, the inner girl, and you have to figure what is that thing for you. So when I say it's an inside job, and when I say I want you to grab a pen and paper to write, because you will hear something will land. Like I know it will, because you will feel it. And how does it land and how does it show up? You'd be like, whoa, didn't know that. So it's almost like something has been opened up. In fact, when that happens, if you can give me, like, just put a thumbs up, put an emoji, or say mind blown, or say, whoa, like that's new, put that in there. You may have heard the same message I'm going to be talking about today, but you're going to hear it differently today. You will catch it differently today. And so that's why it's important that you grab a book, a pen and a paper to take your notes. Turn your phones off, turn your pings off, tag your people, tag me on Instagram. If anything jumps out at you, thanks, Teresa. I want to give you a shout out. She tagged me. Like, you guys, that girl had notes. Did you see her notes? Because I reposted her stuff on Instagram. She had all these notes she had taken. which I loved, because that just shows the power of focus, and even the fact that she's here and you guys are all here tells me that you're here because you want to grow and you want to do something different. So welcome, welcome everybody. Now, what I'm going to do is I will start sharing my screen and we are going to get started immediately. For those of you who are on Instagram, comment the word class or the word class, and I will share the link with you and you can come follow through on the PowerPoint presentation. Let me share my screen. It looks different to mine. Okay, share. Awesome. So today I'll be taking you through your roadmap to successful weight loss. And I will be taking you through a simple step-by-step process that is going to help you land the goals that you've set for yourself that are going to stick. Now, before I begin, I will need your commitment on something. I need your commitment that you're here because you're here to learn something different. So you're committing to actually showing up and doing the work. You're committing to saying yes to yourself. You're committing to bridging the gap between where you are to the future version of you, which is the girl that needs to lose this weight, the girl that needs to be in food freedom, the girl that has said enough of dieting. You are making that commitment and you're saying, I am here to show up differently. And I'm here because the trajectory my life is going at currently, if I continue in this trajectory, it's not going to take me to where I need to be. So the fact that you're showing up here today, it simply means that you are committing to not just show up for the next couple of hours that we're going to be together, and even the next 10 days that because we've been together for the last 10 days, the last masterclass will be on Thursday. You're making the commitment to yourself and you're making the commitment to the future version of you to say, yes, this current version showed up, this current dedicated the work. She said she was going to be disciplined. She said she would do the work. She did it. And I am committing myself to actually not just starting, but finishing that process so that you can bridge the gap from where you currently are, which is the undesired state of gaining excess weight. Maybe you're dieting, maybe you're not in freedom, and you're saying enough of that. So you're making that commitment. And what I'm going to be sharing with you today is the single strategy that will make you 42% more likely to hit your fat loss goals. I mean, that should excite you. There's one strategy that will make you 42% likely to hit your goals. And I'm also going to show you how to quit proof your goals every time so that you finally achieve them once and for all. Are you excited for the journey that we're going to be on? Because I am. Let me play this short video for you.
Thank you so much for signing up and for watching this video. This video is for busy women and moms who are looking to lose belly fat, lose weight, and become healthier. And what I do know for sure is that if you follow the steps and the strategies I'll be sharing with you, you are going to live the life you know you can have back. You know, like reducing your waistline, reducing your belly fat, have clearer skin, going to the bathroom on a regular, your clothes are gonna fit better, your energy is gonna spike up, and you know what? For some of you, you will even get a boost of confidence and other amazing benefits that come as a result of you deciding to make this transformation. The way I'll be showing you how to go about this transformation process will be by providing simple guidelines that are easy to follow. For instance, I'll be sharing recipes for your busy lifestyle. I'll be sharing some personal development information. I'll be sharing some positive tips and mindset tips that are going to help you get results. My name is Roseanne Kamau, a certified nutrition coach with a background in psychology. I have coached hundreds of women lose weight and become healthy for themselves and for their families. And I love combining both the nutrition and psychological principles because I recognize how the mind, the body, and the emotions are interconnected. And so each body has to be approached from a holistic perspective. Each body is different and so has to be viewed as such. So let's kick the sugar cravings to the curb. Do you struggle from belly fat? Do you want to lose belly fat? Have you been told by your doctor that you need to lose some weight? Do you find yourself eating sugary or processed foods to make yourself feel better? Do you even feel guilty after eating those sugary and processed foods? Do you sometimes find yourself not knowing how to stop to eat these sugary and processed foods? Does your energy drop and then you find yourself having to pick a sugary or processed foods to lift your energy back up? And do you sometimes find yourself eating because you're bored or you're eating mindlessly? Do you even sometimes find that your energy dips in the afternoon? Now listen, if you've answered yes to any of these questions, let us crush this cycle forever. Now, with our Proven Treasure Fitness 6-week transformation course, you will learn how to gain control over your eating habits, and consequently, you are going to reduce your sugar cravings and reduce your belly fat. I'll be teaching you steps to help you crush the processed foods and sugar cravings for good. You know, one of the things I've realized is most of us live our lives on autopilot. We're not present as we should be. We're not as mindful as we should be. For instance, how many of us will reach for a sugary cookie when we get stressed? Or reach for something sweet so that it can calm us down? With the 6-week transformation course I'll be offering, I will give you the necessary tools to help you manage these driving forces. I will also give you the tools to raise awareness of your habits and become more mindful of your habits. If you follow the steps that I'll be sharing with you, you're going to get the freedom that you're wanting from the jaws of these sugary cravings. After working with hundreds of clients and doing my own research from various experts in the field of health and nutrition, I'll be sharing with you what I've shared with some of my clients, and I'll be sharing with you the same tools that I have given them. Let me tell you, the world of sugar is a dark, dark world. But I've done enough research and I'm going to be sharing with you these tips and tricks to help you break away from the sugar cravings. The beauty of our 6-week transformation program is that we're not going to be counting calories. What we're going to be doing instead is we're going to be more mindful of what it is that we're putting in our bodies. Our focus over the next 6 weeks is a positive mindset, a can-do attitude, because with a positive mindset, you can achieve whatever you set your mind to do. Once you dive into this transformation program and you do the work, you'll discover that you can lose belly fat while eating wholesome foods. Now, my story was not as rosy. I was overweight, I had a big belly, I was moody, my energy was low, my lower back and my knees were hurting, and it's not until I got a diagnosis of high cholesterol when I was 29 years old that I got my wake-up call. And I did whatever was needed to get done to make drastic changes to enjoy the lifestyle that I enjoy to this day. It's the small steps that I took consistently and over time that I have managed to stay healthy for myself and for my family. I am teaching you this information because I know what's possible for you. I've been there myself, so I know the pain that you're experiencing. So if you want to transform your life from the inside out, fill the form below and take the steps outlined to help you get started right away.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, let's go back. Oh, okay. Let's go back. Excuse me. Okay, there we go. All right. Whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right. I don't know why that's doing that. It is skipping my slide. Do that. No, give me 1 second. Share screen. Let's go back. Escape. It's frozen. Give me 1 second. Okay, I think we should start there. We should be fine. Okay, I think we're good now. Okay. Whether you think you can, whether you think you can't, you're absolutely right. And today I said there's a form that we're going to be filling. And so it's basically the work that we're going to be doing and the information that you're going to be writing down. The first thing I need you to know and to recognize is it's a mindset. If you think, guess what? You will. If you think you cannot, guess what? You're right. You will not. And so I want you to understand it's the posture through which you come through and through which you position yourself when you are on a transformation journey. It is that posture, the mindset, that is going to help determine whether you can or you can't. And so even before we dive into the nitty gritty of what you need to do, which I'll be going now, because a lot of you have been asking those nutrition questions, you will definitely now be getting the full answers on Thursday's class. What you want to understand is if you are clear on who you want to become and you know who you want to become and you believe that this is who you are called to being, then guess what? You've already done the work halfway. The other half is now the nitty gritty, and that's what we're going to be talking about and we're going to be going through. What I'm going to be sharing with you is what I've already shared with these clients that you see here. What I'm sharing are the exact processes, the exact steps someone like Sharon Mondia has used, someone like Tatiana has used, someone like Lucy has used, someone like these clients that you can see that have gotten them the results that they have gotten. So what I'm sharing with you are the same steps that can get you your own unique results. The difference becomes on doing the work. The difference becomes in how you determine and how do you decide when you go through a roadblock, when things are getting hard, when it doesn't look like it's going to work. How do you show up for yourself? You know, one of the things that I love about one of my clients, she's been a long-term client of mine, is Mama Olive. And I've been working with her from when she had her second baby up until today. We still continue to work together. And one of the things that I love about is recognizing the seasons that she's in. And as a single mother with 3 young children, her life, and she's also working, her life is obviously has different balls that she's juggling. There's all these different balls that she's juggling. And I know you can relate, especially if you're a mom, if you're either a mother or you're a mother, you're a student, you're probably a corporate girly, you're probably juggling children, you're juggling work, you're juggling family, you're juggling your husband, you're probably also what we call the middle generation. So we have the kids, you have the parents, you have you, like you're doing all this work. But as you're doing and you're juggling all this, you find yourself in the smack in the center, completely lost and completely gone. It's like, my body does not reflect who I know I am. And what I want to let everyone know is, if this is really who you want to become, healthy, wholesome, not dieting, literally, thinking about food becomes a thing of the past. And you'll hear one of my clients who says that, and she said it so aptly. She's like, now this is no longer at the forefront. And if it's been at the forefront for you for years, this is the time when you're making the commitment and you're saying, you know what, I'm going to give myself time to really work on myself, because I don't want to be the statistic that says the average woman spends 17 years of her life dieting. You don't want to be that statistic. And so if you take a shorter time and you say, I am willing to do what needs to get done, like these people you see here, one of them being me, someone like Yvonne, who's lost over 50 kilos 4 years later, kept it off, 50, kept it off. Guess what? It's also possible for you. But it's how you show up and how you determine this is how you will show up for yourself. And so the question you've got to ask yourself is, what do you see here? What do you see here? Let's go to the chat box. And for those on Instagram, you can come follow through, DM, comment the word class, come and follow through live here. But we have a clock here. And right now the clock is ticking. And the clock's been ticking throughout our lives from when we were born. And so the question becomes, if we each have the same 24 hours, If each one of us have the same time, so why is it that some of us are able to do what needs to get done and we're able to achieve the things we need to achieve? And why is it that some of us still continue to struggle and still do not find the time or have enough time to do what needs to get done? What is it about time? And I want you now to ask yourself this question: how do I spend my time? What am I doing with my time? That's a question I want you to write down, reflect on it. And this is a question that you're going to reflect on later, because what you're going to see, if you do an honest time audit, is that if there's an life that is lacking, or that's lagging behind, or it's not exactly where it needs to be, when you look at the time, when you audit your time, you want to look at and ask yourself, what am I doing literally hour by hour, minute by minute? And what you do when you audit your time is you simply look at, when do you wake up? When do you go to bed? In between those hours, break them down hourly, then break them down every 15 minutes, every 20 minutes, every 30 minutes. Look for where you have your time lags, where your time is slipping away. And ask yourself, if we each have 24 hours and I am not able to do the things I need to get done, okay, then that probably means I am wasting a lot of time watching Netflix, and I could use that time to go to the gym. I could use that time to prepare my meals. I could use that time to rest. I could use that time to take care of me. So time is this factor that a lot of us, we do not have, we all have the same 24 hours, but how we use those 24 hours becomes very different. Now, for me, my focus is helping busy women, because when I was on my own weight loss journey, my kids were young that time. So I was staying with, we were in Boston, taking care of the kids. Now, when you live abroad, you have no help, because looking for extra help is extremely expensive. So you end up doing everything for yourself. So I had to figure this out so that I could help other busy women who were in the exact same position as I was, to be able to look for that time, so that I could be able to do the things I needed to do. And so that's what I want you to do, is to do an audit, a time audit. Now, let's go to the chat box, because now I want us to have a conversation. I want you to let me know, what is your desired outcome? What do you want? Simple. What do you want for yourself? Why are you here? What do you want? And Sharon, maybe you can read for me what's coming up in the chat box. What do you want? So let's go to the chat box. What's your desired outcome? Let me know.
I see keeping fit, losing weight, weight loss, desired outcome, gaining muscle, healthy lifestyle. Oh, they're coming in fast. Feel better, better energy. All right. So I'm seeing a lot of fitness and health, nice figure, weight loss, food control. I see healthy lifestyle. I want to look good in clothes, healthy body, love my body, aging like fine wine. I love that.
Why would I snap on aging as fine wine? Okay, got it. Fantastic. So that's your desired outcome. And even as I listen to those, and thank you, ladies, for sharing what your desired outcome would be. And someone actually on Instagram says, I want to love my body and being more productive. Love that. So thank you for sharing that. Okay, love that. Thanks for sharing that. As you've shared that, this class is going to benefit you so much, because I am going to show you how to even whittle that down much further, so that when we get that, what it is that you want to lose weight, you're very clear that you've gotten it. Okay, so let me not get ahead of myself. Okay, next question I have for you. When you look at your current lifestyle, what is that thing that you're like, I don't like this? This is my undesired outcome. This is the undesired outcome I currently have. What is that thing? What's your struggle? What's your undesired outcome? Let's go back to the chat box, and those on Instagram, What's your undesired outcome? It's this thing that you're struggling with. I don't like this. What is that? Please chat, put it down for me in the chat box below. And Sharon, you can read that for me, please. Improve mental functionality. Good. Healthy lifestyle and to look good in my clothes. Okay. Age well. I see that. Okay. Right now, what is the thing you don't desire? Go ahead.
They're coming in fast. Emotional eating. There's a funny comment. Tumbo. Lack of discipline, cravings. A lot of emotional eating. Hormonal imbalance. Pain in my knees. Good sex life. Inconsistency. Food habits. Big tummy. Inconsistency. Not able to prioritize healthy lifestyle. New clothes to fit me. Okay. Lack of discipline, weakness limiting my body, lack of movement, procrastinating. Yeah.
So I hear discipline, I hear lack of discipline, I hear lack of consistency, I hear emotional eating, that's a lot.
Sugar cravings.
Craving. Perfect. Strong and look good in your body. Awesome. Okay, that's what we want. This is awesome. So now what I'm helping you do is I'm helping you understand the things you do and the things you want to be, who you want to become. And now because we have this we have a gap, right? This is who you want to become. This is who you're not. This is where you currently are. This is who you want to become, but there's a gap there. And so today we're going to help you bridge that gap so that you can have the body that you want. Now, the reason you do not have that lifestyle that you want, it's because you have not yet become the person you need to become. If you do not have the body, the life you want, you have not become the person you need to become. I need you to write that down. If you do not have the body or the lifestyle that you want, it's simply because right now, you have not yet become the person you need to become. And so one, you need to know yourself. We've already identified that. But you're also going to get to know yourself further the more you do this inner work that I keep talking about. Secondly, you need to know what you're shooting towards. I've heard you say weight loss. I've heard you say don't want to do more emotional eating. I've also heard lack of discipline and consistency. We're going to be very clear on that by the end of this class so that when we're finishing this class, you know this is actually how it looks like. I'm shooting towards X, shooting towards Y. Because right now, when we say emotional eating or when we say that's very generalized. And when you're always generalized, your brain is never able to function on something because it is not very clear. It's very general. The brain, we only works really well when we give it a target and a focus. There's a part of our brain called the RAS, the reticular activating system. That RAS, as soon as you give yourself a target, a goal, what your brain does, you will begin to notice all these things happening around you. Let's say you want to, right now, let's say you, actually, let me just say, I always like to give this story because that's the first time I noticed it. And then once I heard that it's the RAS, I was like, oh, I know when this happened. When I was pregnant with our first daughter, Jada, when I was pregnant with our first daughter, all of a sudden, I just started noticing all these pregnant women around. Like everywhere I'd go, I'm like, oh, she's pregnant. She's also pregnant. She's also pregnant. And I remember even asking myself then, like, why are you noticing? Were there pregnant women before? But I wasn't in that stage before. So whenever you set your goal and you know what you're shooting towards and what you're working towards, your brain now begins to focus on those things. And that is what we're going to be talking about. And obviously, you need to know what actions to take so that you can become the person you need to become. And finally, you need to create your unique needs for your lifestyle because every one of us is different. Some of you work night shifts. Some of you travel for work. Some of you juggle work from home. Some of you juggle working from home, juggle going to the corporate office, and all those things in between. Some of you work online. Some of you work in a bakery. So some of you you're surrounded by food. So you'll see that each one of us, our lifestyle is also different. And so even the approach will be very different for you. So the question is, and go to the chat box, and for you on Instagram, just let me know. Have you ever tried setting a weight loss goal or any other kind of goal before? If the answer is yes, I want to let you know what some of my most clients have, what they do and what they possess, because these are the traits that I have seen they possessed, and these are the traits that have helped them become successful. Number one, they're very clear on their goals, very, very clear on what they want. The second thing, they will start with the end in mind. So we always go to the future version of yourself and reverse engineer that. Then the next question is they ask, who is that future me? Who's that future girl? How does she show up? What are the things that she does? How does she think? Because you're going to think differently from the version that is here right now. They always are asking themselves, who do I want to become? Please write all these things down, because these are reflective questions that are going to help you on your weight loss journey. And your transformation will always start with a transaction. Like I was clear about that. Your transformation will always start with a transaction. You're going to have to give up something. You're going to have to give up some of your time. You're going to give up some of your friendships. You're going to have to give up some of your money. You're going to give up some of the things that you currently do that keep you safe and keep you comfortable. You're going to have to do some form of transaction. And so the question becomes, what are you committing to? What are you saying? This is what I'm willing to do. What's that transaction going to look like for you? You know, when I, like 2020, 2021, 2022, that season, I gained hormonal weight. And when I gained the weight, I literally went to the doctor because it's like, literally, I'm doing everything right. And I put that in quotes until they unearthed something I wasn't doing right. I was like, I'm literally doing everything right. Why? What's going on here? Because I just noticed my belly was looking different. And so that's when first I understood perimenopausal. And that's when he said that, like, it's, in fact, as soon as the doctor said it, I was like everything just made sense. It just made sense. Because one of the things I wasn't doing was I wasn't sleeping well. And after a while, after months, several months, there wasn't any change. I was working out, you guys. I was drinking my water. If you especially follow me online, you know I work out a lot. So I was working out, especially that season. 2020, I worked out literally every day when we were in COVID. 2021, worked out, I think, 5 days a week. 2022 is when now I had to begin to change things because my body wasn't responding. But the biggest was number 5. I needed to make a transaction and I needed to give up something. And the transaction was I needed to stop scrolling on social media at night and go to sleep. And it took me wearing a dress that my sister had sent me because we had a function for Hey Sugar. Listen, it's gonna sound vain, but that's what hit me. That's what hit me then. Okay, y'all? Listen, even my insulin was off, by the way. This was in 2021. And I was even shocked that, oh wow, that's off. Okay, I need to work on that. But what shocked me, you know, this is one of those things when you look back, it's almost like there's a time frame going on, right? So insulin, the doctor, you've gone, you're clearly not sleeping, so you need to sleep. That's what I've been told. Insulin was off. I was like, man, I'm eating everything. But then I was like, okay, it makes sense because my cortisol is high because of lack of sleep, which is going to make your insulin also go up. But then later on, I believe it was either April or August, I tried this dress. We have a function for Hey Sugar. We're going for dinner. My sister sends me this dress. I wear this dress. And I swear to God, I sat down and I cried because I could not recognize. I was like, what is that? It was all right in the mid-season. And the transaction I needed to make in that season. And I made the decision in that moment. I will do what needs to get my sleep. And eat that night. And these nights of you guys, of me not sleeping, and I will talk more about that on Thursday's class, because there's going to be a lot more information specific to nutrition and sleep, and because there's a lot of us who are struggling with sleep and not sleeping. But that night, you guys, I put my phone away. I used to leave it downstairs, and it took me months to actually figure my sleep. That was a transaction I made. That's a decision I made. And when I started sleeping, I started seeing the changes. So my point is, you will have to make a transaction. And if you try to make these goals and try to do these things, I'm telling you, you're not alone. Like, I want you to know you're not alone, because there's other people just like you who have tried to be, or who are on this journey. So you know how sometimes you can just think, oh my God, I am the only one doing this. I'm the only one. I'm alone on this journey. Sis, you're not alone. There's many of us. In fact, 25% of people abandon every goal. Specifically, you know how we make those goals in the new year? Abandon them after just 1 week. 25%, 1 week. 60% abandon them within 6 months. 60%. And the average person is going to make the same resolution 10 times, separate times, without any success. We're not going to be those. We're not going to be that statistics. And only 5%, listen, only 5% of those who lose weight on a sustainable diet will keep it off. But 95% regain it, and mainly gain, mostly, and many gain more than they had originally lost. And I think we made that case in the first class where I talked about diets and why a lot of people will gain that weight. But this one really shocks me, and it still it shocks me, but I now understand, and I know why. That even after a heart attack, only 14% of patients make any lasting changes around eating and or exercise. Only 14%. Now, this is what I want to tell you. I attract a very affluent, smart, this is who you are, and you guys are go-getters. Like, that's who I've attracted, like, in my orbit, for sure. And there's one thing that I'll tell you right now. The reason why that statistic happens, it's because of the habits that have been formed over the years. And what I want you to do is, I want you not to just do yes, do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. And I want you to do it for yourself. But what you gotta realize, especially if you have a young family, and most of you I know do, they're going to be watching your habits, because a lot of people tend to think genetics are what caused me to gain weight. How many of you have actually ever had that story? Like you've said, it's because of my genes. That's why I've gained weight. It's because my dad was big, so I'm also big, or my mom was big, so I'm big. How many of you, that's the story that's replayed in your mind over and over? And so because of that, you believe that. And because you believe that, you take actions that are going and are going to support that story. So you're not going to take different actions that are for the story, because what I want to let you know is 95% of all habits basically are, it's 95% of all disease is habit driven and lifestyle driven. And so if you start these habits now, you change them for yourself, and then you implement them in your kids' lives. You guys, I'm telling you, they will not have to struggle with this. They won't have to struggle. And I want to help you to say, you know, my kids now have gone to college. We're now literally empty nesters, you guys. Oh, yes. Yeah, we took the last daughter to college. That's actually where we're here. And it's been a, even felt a hit go through me. It's been a lot. But this is what I'll tell you. I notice, because now they're older, I notice that they're making better choices. And I pray that they'll continue to make those better choices, because over the years, this was really important for me, because having high cholesterol was not something I wanted. And learning that it was in my family, I was like, I don't want to pass this on to my children. So when I see them making those better habits, there's hope. So if you have younger kids than I do, I'm letting you know right now, there is hope. So if you do this work, I tell you, I promise you, you don't need to struggle, and they shouldn't struggle. And I don't want you to struggle. Neither should you let anyone else behind you struggle, because we also passed on a lot of stuff to our kids. So if you've been working on the same goal year after year, you are in the right place. If you've been starting full steam only to find your stopping, life throws something in the way and you stop, emotional eaters, raise your hand. Okay, you're starting well, and then life comes at you and it's like, oh, pause. You know, you're just going at it, and then it's like, give me those cakes, the cookies, the ice cream. That's emotional eating. You're in the right place if you've tried to lose the same 20, 30, 10 kilos, or ready to finally crack the fat loss code. Girl, I got you. I'll be sharing, for those of you who are here, you can take a screenshot, but I'll be sharing with you this sheet on email. We have the emails of those of you who are here, so I'll be sharing with you, but you can take a screenshot because this is what I'd want you to use as you're creating your goals. I'm Roseanne, and I help busy women lose weight without dieting. I started doing this as a result of my own lifestyle struggles. I was diagnosed with high cholesterol at 29 years old, but you guys, I worked hard. I've changed that story. I no longer struggle with high cholesterol. Whenever I go to the doctors for a checkup, that's a number I always look at. In fact, there was last checkup, my doctor's like, wow, your cholesterol is actually really, really, really good. Like, she's like, those numbers are like really, really good. Like, they actually highlighted without even knowing, like knowing my story. So that was like, God, thank you. You know, it was like God was like telling me that. And so now I help women, thousands of women like you. I want to be able to help you on your own journey so that you're not struggling with being obese, because I was medically obese. You're not struggling with that excess belly fat, because I know how it feels. Like, yeah, we want to wear clothes and we want to look good. I know that's us girls, but really what helps us long term is you want to be healthy. And I'll repeat this again. If you think you can, or if you think you can't, you're absolutely right. Now, I want you to think about when you're building a house. When you're building a house, what typically happens? The genesis of a house, when you see a house, first you might see a house and you're like, oh, that's pretty. I want that, right? I want those windows. I want those doors. Oh God, I want the curtains. I want these furnishings. I want XYZ. Like when we see a house, usually what we look at is we're looking at the finished product. We're looking at the end product and we're saying, oh, I love this. Oh, I want this. Oh my goodness, this is exactly what I want. But did you know that the unseen takes the most time, but it supports the house when it's done right? The foundation. The foundation. This is what she's not seen. This takes the most time. It's actually one of the most expensive of the house, because what they do is the contractors, they gotta go beneath the surface. They gotta go underneath the surface. They've gotta dig, remove, dig, remove, and then begin to layer things that are going to support the house that is coming out. The beautiful house that we see, we only get to see that because of what has happened underneath the surface. What holds this house strong is the strength of its foundation. What keeps this house strong and what keeps this house not shaking when the winds come, when there's all these rainstorms and the rain is not leaking in, or when there's a hurricane and the house still stands strong, it's because of what was done underneath. There was a layering, there was a digging, there was an unearthing, there was an uncovering, and then there was layering of the right foundation. And that's exactly what happens with transformation. The body is all we see, and it's just a small part of the equation, your body. But what happens beneath? What happens to your thoughts? What happens to when you feel? And what happens to your actions? Because those are the things that usually drive your behavior, what's underneath, what's unseen. And so when we are working, the question that I want you to recognize is that there is power in working on yourself, and there is power in focusing on your goals. How many of you believe in the power of written goals? Just raise your hand. How many of you believe in the power of written goals? Okay. And how many of you have actually written your goals? How many of you have actually goals? Say like, yep, written my goals, done that. So this is the first strategy. The first thing I want you to do, we're going to keep your goals few in number. The one thing I don't want you to do is I don't want you to write 101 things. I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do the other. Because especially when you're juggling all these things, right? You have family, you have work, you have career, you have growth, you have relationships, you have church, like you have all these different things. In fact, let me give you the areas I focus on. Maybe you can borrow this. So I focus on fitness, food, faith, that's spirituality, finances, friendships, and family. So that's what I focus on. And that's a good broad-based stroke. You can use one of those. And so what I want you to do, you can use that to sort of help guide you. So what you do is you keep them few in number. That's the first thing. Then I only want you to set 2 or 3 areas of your life. So pick 1 of 2 or 3 areas. Remember what I've just said: food, faith, fitness, finances, friendships, and family. So you want to pick 2 areas of your life that you can focus on. 2 to 3 areas. So not too many. And usually this is determined by the season you're in. So this season, the fact that you're here, most likely it's like, okay, food and fitness, because I also heard fitness, food and fitness is one of those areas that's right now priority. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to pick 2 areas. So food and fitness, because those things came up. When you think about emotional eating, that will fall under food, finances, relationship. I would still put it under food and fitness. That's nutrition, that bucket of nutrition. I would put it there. Now, when I worked with Patricia, let me play for you so that you can hear what she said once we implemented this with her. This is Patricia Kihora when I worked with her several years ago.
So the day before we were to start, I wrote down my goals. I have body, mind, work, and right below there I have heart, which I won't share for now, but these were my goals before we met and talked over them the next day.
So those were her goals. And as you can see, I mean, she had like a lot of things going down. She had like a lot. And I was like, all right, girl. I mean, even just looking at that list, like, don't you feel like, oof, yeah, that's a lot, right? It's like, ooh, yeah, that's a lot. That can overwhelm you. Now, the fear is, and I get it, the fear would be resent, but if I just focus on 2 to 3, will I ever achieve my goals? That's the goal. You will. So don't be afraid, because I'm telling, this is tested. I've done it. And I know you can be able to do that. So the next thing we're going to do, the next strategies, we're going to make them smarter. We're going to be very specific. Now, this, you remember I told you my story of going to see the doctor. Can you see why I cried? That was me 2 years ago, 2022. That was in 2022. So I had to be very specific. And I said I will use my story. Oh, this one is cut off here. Now, most of you, when I asked you your story, what you said was, I want to lose weight. I was like, that's not specific enough. So for me, because, I don't know if you guys know, if you do not know, one of the things, I do not like the scale. I don't have a good relationship with this. It's gotten better, but I don't use it per se for checking my progress. In fact, for me, I use my dresses. So dresses is what I use. Even though for this here, I did step on the scale and I had 7 kilos of fat that I needed to lose. That's about 15 pounds of fat. So I'd gained more fat here in that section. So my goal is very specific. I want to look in the mirror and see a flat tummy. This is 6 months work, FYI, for me. And I also know for me, why it's so unique and very specific, I tend to show my results much later. In fact, any of my ladies who have been inside Hey Sugar, I think I've already shared, I've shared my story. When we start a progress, I recognize the way my body works. I don't show results very quickly. They show up much later. And once they start showing, it's like they compound. That's typically what happens for me. And so I want you, as you're on your own journey, to recognize where you are. Where do you fall under? Because we're all very different. Some of you will lose weight very quickly. Some of you, not quickly, I mean in the beginning. And some of you, it takes time. So it has to be very specific. All right, another non-specific goal, which I heard in the very beginning when you said, what's your desire? And the desire was, I want to lose weight. This is Moniz when I was worked with her, and her goal was very specific. I want to lose 15 kilos. 15 kilos. Look at her there. She started when we worked together, she was 91. Look at her there, 76 kilos. I mean, even the look on her face, eh? She's like, with a glow in her skin, right? So be specific. What do you want? So we're not talking about weight loss. Are you seeing how this is coming together? Okay. And then you have to be able to measure it. Can you measure? I don't want to just lose belly fat. I've heard you guys talk about belly fat, right? I want to be able to lose 15 kilos, or like me, I want to see it flat. Simple. measurable. I can measure. I can be able to say, or I could say, I want to be able to wear a size 8 dress. I can measure that rather than I want to wear old dresses. So be very clear. You could also say old dresses because you kind of know how they used to fit and how they made you feel then. So you could also do that, right? So be very clear. Again, this one, I want to be 70 kilos. This is Yvonne. When we started, she was 123. Her goal was, I want to be 70. And guess what? She fluctuates between 68 and 70. Got her goal from 123 kilos. And you will hear her story more on Thursday. She will share her story on food and how she continued to focus on that. This was one of my other clients. For her, she was like, okay, I want to eat more healthy. And for her to move from where she is to where she wants to be, actionable. What are the actions that you're going to take? You say, you know what? Instead of say healthy, just simply say, I'll eat more vegetables for lunch and dinner. Actions. Action. I am doing this thing. I am eating more during or dinner. Make sense? Okay. And then it has to be realistic. So when we talk about realistic, right now as we are recording this, we are in September. We always have a Stanchart Marathon in Kenya in October. So I'm not a runner. But if I am so inspired, my husband likes running. So I could say, my husband loves running, so I could go join with him. And I'm going to run the marathon with him next month. That's completely unrealistic because I'm coming from 0 to 100, right? But I can say, I'm going to train for the 10K Stanchart Marathon. 10K is doable. And within the time frame that I have, I'm going to be running weekly and improve my mileage per week so that I can run the Stanchart Marathon by October 31st, 2024. You see how that makes such a difference, right? So you're being very clear, you're breaking things down so that you know how you're going to focus and how you're going to approach your journey. Time bound. Now, this one I'm going to give you 2 ways because personally, and this is why it's so important to get to know you and to know how you work. You can say, I want to lose 20 pounds, okay? Or you could say, I want to lose 20 pounds by January 1st. Let me give you Yvonne's story. When we were working with Yvonne, one of her goals was by her birthday, she wanted to be under 100 kilos by her birthday. So we said, I think she was 123, yeah. By the time her birthday came, she was 103. 103. And I remember during that coaching call, and if you guys haven't listened to our podcast, go listen to our podcast. I think it's podcast number 29. It's 29. I believe it's 29. Sharon, you can confirm for me, but I believe her podcast is number 29. And one of the things when she came to the call was, because coaching call, she was like, Roseanne, I did not hit my goal. I wanted to be 9, at least I want to see a 9. And so the question I asked her was, are you going to negate? So it was 103.13. She had lost 20 kilos. Are you going to negate all the 20 kilos you have lost? And you're going to focus on the 3 that you haven't lost? Time. Because time does a thing with our mind. Because someone may take that. And honestly, I truly believe, in fact, she said, if we had that call, she was like, all right, I'll continue on. Because there was a shift in the way she saw it. She was focusing on what she didn't have versus what she had. And when I say I want us to shift the mind, that's what I want us to do, guys. Remember how we say, are you seeing the glass half full or half empty? Right? That she was seeing the glass half empty in that moment. She could not see the 20 kilos she had already lost, but she was focusing on the 3 she hadn't lost because her mind was telling her, I need to be 99 on this day. And so shifting that mindset, it was like, oh my God, I've actually worked hard. I've actually seen so many changes. I've actually had a better relationship with food. I'm no longer struggling with restricting myself. I am actually enjoying even the bread and the brunches that I love to enjoy. That was her story. Now, when it comes to time, personally, this is now Roseanne speaking. I have understood time is not linear. While we have the 24 hours, this is how I've approached my lifestyle. Things will happen when they happen, but I'll keep showing up. Because every time, Roseanne speaking, I have put a deadline for myself, I just noticed personally, I don't show up. the best version of me, because I gotta make things happen. I gotta make things happen. And for me, that's not a state I want to be in. And how I show up. So there's those two ways that I want you to explore time. And then you gotta make it exciting. Make goals that excite you. The excitement surrounding your goals will keep you going when the going gets tough, and add fun as a value. That's actually a value that I have at home. It's a value we have in our company at Treasure Fitness. And honestly, it's a value I'd love to pass over to you, because listen, life is so simple. These are my girls. You'll see Vanessa and you'll see Kaki. Her story is coming up soon. We attend dance classes every Saturday. So we meet every Saturday in Westlands, and we attend that dance class every single Saturday by Ron. That class is amazing. Okay. Like, I've loved that class. I started going for that class this year. And let me tell you about exciting and why exciting means why it's going to help you. Because anytime you leave somewhere feeling good, feeling great, feeling amazing, guess what? You release endorphins. In fact, what we usually say after that class, we got our dose of endorphins today. And so I do 2 classes. I do Thursday and I do Saturday. So I'm actually looking forward to attending those classes once I go back to Kenya, because I actually miss them. And so making the goal fun, something that excites you. Because during the week, when you are having a bad week and you have people that you are accountable to, you have people that you're accountable to, and you're looking forward to something that's fun, it helps you go. So I want you to look for something exciting, and I want you to attach that for yourself. That's Vanessa, who you just saw there, and you'll be seeing her story. But I want you to make your goals relevant to where you are in your life. Think about your lifestyle right now. Be honest. Where are you in your life? And let's hear from her and hear what she had to do.
I like hitting and not missing. So there's a time I looked at myself in the mirror and felt really ashamed. I didn't know whether I could do it. I didn't know whether I had the capability. This is not just a coincidence. This was meant to be. I fully committed to the program because I had seen that actually doing the work actually brings results. By the end of the program, I had lost 7 kgs and about over 20 inches all round into my day-to-day life. So for me, I liked that it was something I could easily fit into my life without having to really change my lifestyle. My weight is no longer a thing that is at the front part of my mind anymore. For me, sustainability is the one thing that I really got out of the Hey Sugar program, and it's something that can be incorporated into any lifestyle.
Yo, you guys, so relevant, looking at her lifestyle, where she was, and making sure that it works within your lifestyle. Number 3, write down. Please, if you're not writing down, guess what you're missing out? Simply writing down your goals increases your likelihood of achieving that goal by 42%. Remember what I said in the beginning, the RAS? If you're not writing it down, girl, you're missing something out. So please make sure you write down. Number 4, review your goals on a frequent basis. That means you're checking them out on a regular basis. You're looking them up. You're keeping them in a convenient place where you're able to read them on a regular basis. What's the goal? What am I doing? What are the steps I'm taking? Am I still on track? What actions can I take this week to make me progress towards my goal? And then you've got to ask yourself, what are your markers? What are your mile markers? What a mile marker is once so I told you I don't like running. However, I once did, the most I've run is a 5K. The most I've run, but I can walk a 10K. And I prefer walking. And if I'm going to do any walking, it's sprint walking. So one of the things that I do is I'm always tracking how far I go and how quick I go. And every so often, it's always looking at, okay, have I improved there or have I reduced there? That time when I'd gained my weight, one of the things my coach, because I re-enrolled with my coach back again, and I was like, listen, I'm doing everything, but now I'm back to sleeping. One of the things he had me do was stop all the training and actually do more walking. So if you follow me on Instagram at Coach Roseanne, sometime last year, you noticed I was doing a lot more walking, just like walking more to sort of like So if you're by the perimenopausal, and menopausal, this is a great thing that I would encourage you to do. Just walk more. It's really great for settling your body down, calming your hormones down, helping you relax. And it's, by the way, it's a leisure walk. Leisure walk, yeah. Not the brisk walk, leisure for the older, especially if that you're doing everything and things haven't shifted. Anyway, so what I would do is, I remember there was a time when I would then do like short sprints when I started now adding on a little bit of runs, and I'll be like, them on hills. And when I started, because I haven't done that in a while, and I had stopped strength training, and I'd stopped that for a while. It's like, man, wait, that feels hard. And so every time I would keep looking to see, am I improving? Am I getting better? And so having those mile markers, it's basically tracking to check, are you getting better? And then obviously accountability is to find someone that's going to hold you accountable weekly. So these are the girls weekly, literally, like they know I'm here. And I told them when I'm going to go back to class. And I was like, yep, when I show up, I remember texting Kaki, I was like, yep, I'll be showing up on this day. She's like, on that day, I'm like, yep, I'll be showing up. Whether I have jet lag or not, guess what? I'm going to have to show up. Why? Because I've made a commitment. And for me, by the way, there are days when you have friends and you need friends like this who are going to pull you up, you guys. There are days I'll be like, Yani, today I don't feel like going. Then when you go back and you're like, guy, I'm going to let my team down. You get up and you do it. It's a win-win for you, isn't it? Okay, so let's quickly recap. Your 5 strategies to crush your goals. Number 1, do not have many goals, no more than 5. You want to make them smarter. You want to write them down. You want to review them frequently. And then you want to have an accountability partner. The thing is this, I don't want you to drift through life and wind up looking back, wondering what you've accomplished. I really don't want that for you. I don't want you to be one of those people that's been blown by the wind left, right, and center. When a new thing comes, you're being blown. Can you become sturdy? Can you be able to say, this is what I'm going to focus on, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm anchored in myself, and I know myself, and I know the things that I need to do. Instead, I want you to set an accomplished goal so that you can look back and say, dang, girl, I really did this. I really accomplished great things. It's when you look back at that picture, girl, you'd be like, oh, she did that. I did that. So why did you show up today? You're probably frustrated because you've been trying to lose the same weight over and over. You probably want to live a life that matters to reach your potential. Have your dream body. You want to wear that dress and feel like, yeah, I'm comfortable in this dress. But there's just too much to do and you feel like there's simply no time to do it. I got to juggle all these things. And the important things are probably falling through the cracks. That's why you're here, because you're like, I want to be able to figure, how do I do all these things? So remember, we have the the last class will be on Thursday. I'm going to tie everything together for you. So please make sure you show up, and all your nutrition questions specifically will be answered on that day. Nothing I've shared I've shared with you today is theory. These are literally the exact strategies we use every day with our clients. I use them. By the way, I use them with my clients, even with my kids now that they've gone to college. This is exactly what I've taught them. So set and accomplish goals so that you can look back and say, you really did that. The choice becomes yours. This is the obvious question. How do you make this work so that you can get up and get things running quickly? If fat loss a goal? Is losing that stubborn fat a goal that you want for yourself? Now you can either choose to make it complicated and confusing, or you can choose to make it simple and strategic, which is what I help you with. And Hey Sugar is going to be your answer that is going to help you in your own transformation journey. If you want to see the results, you have to dial in your mind, your nutrition and movement. Those are the 3 pillars that we focus on. And I'll dive deeper next week, not next week, in 2 days. Your results 100% will always start in the way you're thinking, 100% of the time. And so once we help lock that in, we dial that in, we then begin to focus on your next pillar, which is your nutrition. And once we focus on your nutrition, you're going to get results like these beautiful babies, these baddies, not babies, these baddies, these beautiful girls here. And then movement. You got to remember your body was created to move. So are you moving your body intentionally? Those are the 3 pillars I like to focus on. And if you do sign up, because I will be inviting you to sign up for Hey Sugar on Thursday, you will lose fat. You will gain control of your health and your wellness. You're going to gain your energy and your confidence back. You're going to fit in that little dress, whether it's a black dress or any dress or those dresses that you're trying to get back into. You're going to build a healthy lifestyle, and not just build it, it's going to stick. And I promise you, within within 6 weeks, the first 6 weeks, you will lose a dress size. And moving forward, you will continue to see your results. So looking ahead, what are the things that you don't want to bring into this coming year? Remember, we had that whole clock on time. What do you want to continue to do? And what do you to start doing that really matters to you? I want you to project a year from now. Literally September 24th, 2025. What are the things you don't want to bring into by September of 2025? What are the things you want to continue to do because you're like, yeah, I like this. This works. And what are the things you want to start doing that really matter to you? And when your goals become a reality, this is exactly what happens. You change and you look different. But most importantly, your life changes for the better. You're no longer struggling with your weight. Like Vanessa said, it's no longer going to be at the forefront. It becomes a reality and it becomes the lifestyle now that you're living. Because now you understand and you know, this is what I need to focus on. These are the things I need to work on. You guys, thank you. Thank you all so much for joining. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Do we have any questions? Do we have, has this been helpful, guys? Just let me know. Was this class helpful? Was this class helpful? And what was the biggest thing that, what's been your biggest takeaway so far? Absolutely. This class, thank you so much. Very helpful. Thank you, Fiona. The class helpful. The ER in the smart. Thank you. Oops. Ooh, whoa. I feel motivated. Very insightful. You're welcome, Sharon. Very helpful. The biggest takeaway. Awesome, you guys. Thank you. Has this been helpful, my people on Instagram? Can you tell me what your biggest takeaway was? And if we have any questions, the idea of transactions being the price of what you need. Oh, I like that. Yes, Lisa. There's always going to be a transaction. You're so welcome. Yes. Yes, the biggest takeaway. Lisa, that's a big aha moment. I love that. The idea of the transactions being the price of who you want to become. Love that. I have taken away that you have to have quite a number of honest conversations with yourself. Wangari, I love it. Yes, yes, yes. The shift in mindset will be a game changer for sure. That's your biggest. I love it. Thank you, Roseanne. That's the motivation I needed. I love it. You're welcome. Let me go down. Oh, how did I go back up? Let's go down. There must be a transaction. Good. The goal setting has also helped me change. So it sounds so doable. Girl, it is. Someone will have a meeting behind the tent. How she will show up. Good. From last week, drinking water, daily body movement. Today, changing my mindset. Grace, I love that. Grace is like, last week you told me to drink water, do squats. I love it. Today, she's like, I'm changing my mindset. Can you see how that's coming together? Hydration, movement, nutrition. Hey, did you see that? I love it, Grace. So thanks for pointing that out. That you don't have to have a body lifestyle I want because I have to become the person I need to become. Boom, girls. Yes. Set realistic goals. I love it. I'm currently working into the night. You have hit a nerve on sleep, cortisol, and weight gain. Girl, that's a big one. That's a big one. Hey, me, I'm not even gonna tell you. I even just felt my energy drop for you. Imagine I did. I feel a lot. My body just dropped. And I'll tell you why it dropped. It dropped because it's almost like I've put myself back in that situation when it was so hard and I struggled. So when you say that, I get it. It's not easy. But it's doable because I am on the other side. I'm on the other side. The 5 strategies. Okay, I have found the ending. There's always a way. Yes, Tasha, we'll send you the replay. The biggest takeaway, if I haven't achieved my goals, it's because I haven't become the person I need to become. And I'm becoming starts with a mind shift. Boom, 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 sleep. I haven't been mindful. Yes. The thighs, I'm screaming. Then she like, the squats, my thighs are screaming, but I'm sure the results are coming. They are coming in a mindset shift. Okay. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Leave my phone in the living room. Let me tell you guys, no matter, and I'm telling you because I'm an example. I was eating, I was exercising, I was doing everything. I was on the phone and not sleeping. Once I put it away, Game changer. In fact, can I tell you guys, now when I sleep, when I feel sleep, because there's a season when I could not even feel it. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And I literally will shut everything and go to bed because it's not funny. It's not funny not sleeping. Okay. This what will give me a shot. Oh my goodness gracious. And it's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here. I need some AC coming in. Okay. All right. Do we have any questions, team? Team, any questions? I'm waiting for the questions. Have any questions come through pertaining to this? Let me grab this cloth. I need to wipe myself. Dorcas, Sharon, do we have any questions? And let me
Yes, we do. Sorry,
Thank
I
you.
was.
It's okay.
Maybe we encourage the ladies to post the questions on the Q&A so that we separate from the actual chat.
Please. Yes.
So Juliet is asking, will we also cover post-CS and how it affects muscles?
Will we cover? Not in the master, but we talk about the program. Yeah, not in the master class, but in terms of post-CS, I had CS with my first daughter. Just make sure you're cleared by your doctor to start working out. And when you start working out, you always want to start gradually and easy. Now that you've asked that question, so there's another client that I had, and she had her baby. She's very athletic. A picture I actually show you. And when we started working out, so I'm helping her with nutrition, and she was like, Roseanne, I really need to go and lift, like start lifting heavy. And I was like, girl, no, don't do that yet. Don't do that yet, because I promise you, and I was telling her, the results, most of your results, by the way, will come from your nutrition. I was like, focus on your nutrition. I promise you, you'll see these results the more you focus on, am I sharing my screen? No.
No, we can see you.
Okay, perfect. So I was telling her, you focus on your nutrition and just that light weights, very light, sometimes even body weight. There was a level of resistance until she started seeing the results. And even with the body weight exercises, you will see those results. But the key, just be cleared by your doctor, please. Get cleared by your doctor. I want to see if I can get her picture. I'm trying to escape from my screen. Go ahead, ask any other questions.
Okay, yeah. The questions are now coming in. When is the next Hey Sugar program?
We are going to be opening up doors over the weekend. This weekend, it's going to be starting October
7th.
October 7th.
That's what,
yeah, that's when the program actually starts. We will be opening up the doors weekend. So if you're interested, you can hop on the waiting list. Sharon, you can share the waiting list for those who are interested, and we will add you on the waiting list. And those who are on the waiting list, I'm just letting you know ahead of time, you're going to get some really cool bonuses for those of you on the waiting list. And what I want you guys to do is please focus on what I want you to do, and I appreciate the questions coming through. Truly try to focus on the class, focus on the goal setting, focus on what we talked about, the first and the second class. The reason being, it really helps you shift or focus on who you need to become today and the things you need to focus on now. And then what we're going to do next week, in 2 days, I will share like the entire details of the program. But if you're interested, join us. But for now, think about who are you going to become so that you can become the version of you that's not yet actualized yet. And so that's the work that you're going to be doing. And remember, I also gave you homework last week. Have you guys been doing it? Have you all been doing the squats? Let me know. Raise your hands. Have you been doing your squats? Yep. Okay. Okay. See, hands raised, hands raised. Have you been drinking your water? Finished mine? Hands raised. Okay. I see those hands going up. Awesome. Good job. Thanks. Okay. I see you, Lexi. I see you guys. All right. Questions?
Do you cover content on PCOS and perimenopause?
We do for perimenopause. What I will tell you about PCOS, while it's not specific to PCOS, it has helped PCOS. I think we've had 3 people who've actually publicly come out, like share their testimonials, and I will look for those just to see how it's helped with their PCOS. So another program is it's like, I'm not saying this is a PCOS program, but what it is you will understand the program basically works even for someone who has PCOS. Currently, I have a few one-on-ones who have PCOS, and they're already telling me their symptoms are already beginning to dissipate. So it's not very specific to PCOS, but it helps with PCOS. It does help. It does help.
Okay, we are having questions on nutrition, Roseanne, and I really wanted, because you said you're covering nutrition on Thursday, am I right?
Yes, nutrition will be covered on Thursday. So what I'm literally, because I know there was some questions that came up on 2 days ago, last week's class, in all these nutrition classes questions here, because this class is all nutrition. So I will answer nutrition questions then. So please show up on Thursday.
Okay. How does hormonal imbalance affect our weight? I have been working out for years, but I'm adding weight instead of losing. And someone advised it might be the cause.
It could be. So the first way to know for sure is to have a hormone panel done by a doctor. So doctor check you out. So to see whether your hormones are off, that's one. Because you also want to work with a knowing, right? So we're not guessing. So have your doctor check that out, one. If they are off, you will know. Let's say if your cortisol is high, your insulin is off, that's hormonal. And so that's going to be off. And so you will know, oh, this is off. So I need to sleep more. I need to do rest-based type more exercises. I need to maybe do more yoga type workouts. I need to make sure I'm drinking less inflammatory foods, less sugary foods. So the key with hormones, be sure, so that you're working towards something that you've already done and you already know the doctors have said, yeah, this is the issue.
Okay. I majorly work night shift, and as you've said, lack of sleep coupled by midnight snacking is a major issue. Will the program be tailored to help me?
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
How can we be added on the waiting list? Sharon has posted a link in the chat box. Please look out for that. Okay, the rest of the questions are tailored on nutrition, on IF, when is the best time to have the first meal? Ladies, as Rosanna said, we are not ignoring your questions. We respond to all this we are grouping them, and then we'll respond on Thursday. Let me check the chat. Do you work with IVF patients?
I've never worked. I don't think I've worked with people who are going through in vitro fertilization. No, I haven't done that. Like specific to that. Oh no, actually we have. But actually we have. But it's not specific to IVF. So I will say no. So I'm gonna say no. So that we're clear. Expectation wise, right?
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
So
yeah.
No. Yeah.
I have signed up to the waiting list. Should I expect a confirmation email?
Yes.
Okay. Are there questions with regards to what Rosanna has coached on today or last week or the challenge? Feel free to raise that. Okay, see questions popping in. Let me see.
Pendo, are there weight loss strategies for perimenopause? I will address perimenopause on Thursday's class. Why do I keep saying Tuesday? Because it will be slightly different. And I also have a class that I teach, like we group perimenopausal women separately.
Okay, I have an autoimmune condition and I have chronic pain and fatigue. Can this program help me?
Yes, because we've helped other people who have autoimmune issues.
Thank you for the insights, Roseanne. Would you kindly share the squats and water intake program for those of us who missed out?
Sharon, can you share that, please, with the ladies? So basically the goal is...
Yeah, we'll also share the details in the community. Sharon has shared in the chat. Please look out for the whole procedure is on that link where she's shared. And we'll also share in the community. We'll share the WhatsApp community link for updates, just so that you're among the first to get the offers that Roseanne will present, especially during sign up of the program. Thank you, Shaz. Are there any other questions? Okay, more questions have popped up. Let me read through. Can breastfeeding moms join the program?
Oh, 100% yes. Yes. We have, it's called the Winning Moms program. So yes, breastfeeding moms, come on over. Lucy Soha was a breastfeeding mom. We've had Diana, we've had Tatiana. We've had several, actually we've had hundreds in breastfeeding who've gone through that course. So yes. breastfeeding. And the thing is that I think the biggest fear for breastfeeding moms is, okay, I want to look good, I want to lose weight, but I don't want to compromise my milk supply, and you will not. Because our goal, like I really want you to think the way we approach this, it's holistic. How do you feed your body enough nutrients that are going to support you, balance your hormones, because our program is very hormonally based in terms of balancing the hormones that have caused excess weight gain. So how do you eat to balance hormones to lose that weight? And if you're breastfeeding, to also have milk supply. So we will help you with that as well. So if you're breastfeeding mom, yes, we can help you with that.
Okay, will we get the link to the recipe book? I think you can write to us at Treasure Fitness. I think that's an independent product. It's a little different from the program, but I would recommend you join the program first. Then she's asking for a discount. Then we can see how to give you the coupon. Then someone is asking, what is the alternative to squats? My knees hurt.
Oh, I'll do bridges. So bridges are, now do I have bridges? Now I know I have them somewhere on my phone. You basically lay flat on the ground. Trying to see if I could demo here. Lay flat on the ground.
You can use the wall.
Yeah. Huh? You guys
use the wall. We can see you.
Oh, you can. Even when I go down.
Don't go down, like use the wall. Assume the wall is your floor.
Okay, this is the floor. So we're here, your feet will be planted here, and you're gonna squeeze up your glutes and come back down. So you're learning up, you're laying flat on the ground. Those are great, bridges are great for especially for those of you who have hurting knees. You could also get a band. So the elastic, there's some small stretchy elastic workout bands. You can put them right here where your knees are, like above your thigh, and without squatting, so you're moving from side to side. Those are great for strengthening the quads and the hammies.
How can I meet my 4-liter water intake without feeling overwhelmed?
Oh, start small. Actually, the question becomes, why are you feeling overwhelmed? So let's say right now you are supposed, I assume, let's just say you're supposed to drink 3 liters and you're feeling, oh, that's a lot. And let's say in the past you've been drinking 500 liters. Okay, can you add and do 1,000? I mean, 1 liter or 1.5 liters. And then what happens? You stay at that, and then you can gradually increase over time, but don't feel overwhelmed.
Okay.
The rest.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead, Sharon. I mean, Dorcas.
How does sleep look like for a mom to a newborn?
Hey, it's a season. And it's a season where we'd say where, because that season is tough, T for tough for a new mom. Now, for new moms, this is what I want to encourage you. That season comes and it goes. So it's simply a season. There are nights you're going to have good nights, some nights you're going to have bad nights. What I do recommend is for you to work with a sleep specialist to help you with your babies. Kit Carrier is a good one in Kenya. Mwikali is a baby whisperer, is also good. So those are 2 ladies that I usually recommend, and they've actually come inside the program and talked to our ladies. So if you're having trouble with a baby sleeping, Dorcas, maybe you can mute yourself. There's background coming from your thing. Thanks. Those are the 2 ladies I would recommend. I like their approach to helping to sleep train your babies. So if you feel like your baby's not sleeping, she or he could be sleeping better, you might need a sleep specialist to help you.
Okay, we have more things in the chat. Can I lose weight without working out?
Yes, it's actually 80 to 90% is food. So 1, yes, ma'am.
I'm a big walker, but only walk in fair weather. Any tips on how to calm my body down and balance hormones for better sleep when the weather is terrible and I can't walk?
Okay, so which means, based on what I hear that question, walking for you is this, okay, based on what you've said, is when I walk, I balance my hormones. Is there another way we can balance your hormones? What are those hormones we're looking to balance? Or what's the belief, and while walking is great, what's the belief that when you walk, for you, is it that when you walk, or if you don't walk, you're not able to sleep? So there's a couple of answers I would like for us to flesh out. But hormones are typically balanced with lifestyle, for sure. For sure. I would make sure you're off of your phone before you go to bed, like 3 hours before bedtime. Please get off your phone. Keep your room as cool as possible. That will be the next thing to help you sleep. I would read more, like very boring books in the evening. Don't read a fun, exciting book, because that book will keep you awake. I would also, throughout the day, just keep movement happening, so you stay active. So if walking is important for you, movement will be things like cleaning the house, vacuuming, making them, just stay active. That's the easy way for you to add those steps without necessarily walking. Okay, sounds.
Yeah.
Do you have any other questions? Oh, okay.
They just ask about the first session. The first session, we've said we're gonna give a replay, and the link to join the waiting list. Let me post in a bit.
There's someone who says she's getting a notification that the waiting list is full. Can you just confirm? Sharon, please confirm with Eric.
Let me confirm shortly about the waiting.
Okay, thanks.
Meanwhile, you can join the community, and then we'll repost the link there.
Mm.
Yeah.
And someone who said, can I just chime in on this one as we close this down? Can I lose weight without working out? And I'm in a very busy season and I'm eating badly. So the reason why what's happening, so I want you to make that connection, and I want to help you. For you, busy season, stress goes up and eating badly goes up. So I want you to make that connection. I'm telling you, the minute you make the connections about your habits and what happens, you now make better choices. Because if you're in a busy season, let me assume you're a tax person, like you work with. So if you're working on taxes and it's tax season, you know it's always going to be a busy season. You always want to begin to work backwards. Okay, what happens when busy season is coming up? Like, have a very clear plan moving forward, and this class today should be able to help you. And I would put the tax season as one of those seasons so that you don't find yourself overeating. So this class, in fact, for that, who's this? You've said this is busy season and you find yourself just eating badly. Let me call out your name. Yeah, I think you know yourself. It's not coming up. Okay, it's not coming up. Okay, number of squats. So every time you drink water, you go to the bathroom, do 10 squats. 10 squats. Every time you go to the bathroom, so you drink water. This is finished. I will go do my 10 squats. I've already done 40 this morning. I've already done 40. All right, guys. Dorcas, is that it? Do we have any questions, by the way, on the gram? Let's see. Please share it here too. Oh, share what? The waiting list link. Okay, Sharon, can you share the waiting list link on the gram? There's someone who's asking.
There's an interesting question here. Have you worked with clients with mental health challenges, taking antipsychotics?
You're breaking up.
Have you worked with clients taking antipsychotics?
No.
Can you lose significant weight by walking alone?
Can you lose significant weight while
walking alone?
Weight loss, most of your weight loss will come. Okay. And this is, you guys, you're moving me into Thursday's class. Calories. So weight loss is it's simply a math game, but I'm gonna dive deeper on Thursday so that you have a proper idea how it works. It's usually the calories you take in versus the calories out. So if you take calories out, it's a calories in, calories out type equation, sorry. And so typically what happens is if you cannot outwork a bad diet. So you cannot out-train a bad diet, meaning you can eat, and in fact, I like this class. Anyway, you cannot outtrain a bad diet. That's that number one. So if you want to lose weight, shift the mind that you're going to have to change your nutrition. That's really it. You're going to have to change the way you approach your nutrition. Movement is a bonus. Movement helps you. Remember, we're supposed to be moving. And I don't want anyone to believe or think that when we exercise, we're exercising to lose weight. That's such a bad approach and a bad way of thinking about it, because movement really helps. It's actually, for me, I move it for my mental wellness, because especially once I got perimenopausal, I noticed my dips in my mood. And dancing has helped, but also strength training has helped me. So for me, when I exercise to help me, in fact, not just boost. I'm like, I need to be at a base level, okay? I need here. So when I go to the gym and dance, it's like, I need excess so that when it's coming down, we're still good, right? We're still good. And it never goes under. Because I noticed last year is when I really noticed it going under. Last year was that was hard. And I remember telling Kamau, my husband, I was like, no, I don't know. But if this is how depression feels, like it's not good. It's not good. And I was searching and looking for something to help me. I mean, I would wake up, I'd go walking, I'd be running, I'd try everything to help me lift up. And for me, number one, I'm prayerful. So I was like, God, seriously, you gotta come and help, because I understand in the Bible, do not like this. You're gonna have to help me. Like, you're gonna have to take this out. That's number one. So me, I pray. But the second thing I do is I always action, and I take inspired action always. I tried sprinting. I would do jump rope. I mean, seriously, I noticed within the first 1K, I would walk, and for me, because I really listen to my body, and we'll talk more on Thursday, and I would still notice, I still feel it. By about the 1K mark is when I would notice, there's a shift. Small, but there's a shift. And the more I kept at it, and I mean, I would just keep, for me, I had to walk every day. Like, that was a non-negotiable. And I would get up, whether I felt like it or not, because I knew staying in that state was worse than walking. So how did that even come there? She asked about walking, and I even talk about, because that's not what she asked. My point is, I don't know how I went there, you guys, but just bear with me. That's how my age. Okay. Really hot, man. So what I want us to do is let's focus on nutrition. Will be on Thursday, but you cannot bad diet. So if you're wanting to lose weight, you're gonna have to focus on your nutrition. Let me just put it that way. Does that make sense? So Thursday's class, I will talk more. We're gonna talk more about this on Thursday's class. Okay. Are we good? Any other questions, Dorcas?
Nutrition. Thursday.
Okay, Thursday, guys. Thank you, guys. Waiting list. Juliet, have you been able to join the waiting list? It's not full. Okay, go join the waiting list. Juliet, join the waiting list. Okay. Awesome. Thank you guys for joining us. Sharon, please share that waiting list on Instagram. There's a few ladies who've asked. Maybe we should actually, can we do a waiting list thingy? Okay. All right, guys, can I say thank you for joining us? I appreciate each and every one of you. Thursday will be our last class. I cannot wait to see you then. And as always, remember, you've got one life, you've got one body, and I want you to treasure it. Good night, everybody. Bye.